It's the most wonderful time of the week when rock stars tune in from all over the world to hear me speak. Hey, Rockstar, welcome. This is your show where we share powerful stories that inspire you to grow physically, spiritually, mentally, socially, and financially so then you can go and become the rock star of your industry. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to a great show. I'm excited to see what's about to happen. Let me go and just pull up a few things here. The rock star that we have for you today is someone who has really impressed me in the short time that I've gotten to know them. Although they are gifted in singing and theater, in health and fitness, the one part where they are really focusing right now is becoming a rock star in dance, more specifically, a professional ballerina or ballet. So, everyone in the rock star hemisphere, please help me welcome a well loved company dancer with the Nashville Ballet and personal trainer, Lily Saito. Boom. And
Hi,
we're
everyone.
live, Lily. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Oh,
Thanks for
everything's
having
good.
me.
I'm going to take the glasses off because they make everything so red.
Oh, I like them.
You like my hat here?
Yeah,
I
I'm
saw it
looking
and
forward.
it was an impulse buy. I'm like, it's Christmas. It's this time of the year. And also, it's a homage to the one thing that kept us going during the pandemic,
Yeah, seriously.
the Tiger King.
Oh my God. Yeah, seriously. That was that
All
was
right,
a.
so Lily normally lives with us here in Nashville, but right now she is where?
I am in New York City right now with my family.
And that's where you're from, yeah.
Yes.
Well, Lily, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Let like I kind of shared in the past with other people, Will and Alex. We have a history, and I'm gonna kind of include everyone in on our history.
Yeah.
So it was about 3 years ago when Lily and I shared the grand stage. Although she was performing in it, I was on the side keeping it clean. I was a stagehand. I was helping out, but it was my first time to actually get to work the Nashville Ballet's the
Hmm.
performance of the Nutcracker. And I will tell you this: I've heard the song before. I remember as a kid growing up, my they would play that old video with the kid from Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin. I believe he
Oh
wasn't
yeah, I
he
love
in like a televised remake or make of the ballet of the Nutcracker,
them.
and I think I remember seeing that, and I heard the music. But I have to say that the first time I heard you play that piece, by the way, what'd you think about that piece?
I love it. It does. I hear it every year, so it
You
is.
hear that remake?
Oh no, not the remake. I haven't
Okay, okay.
heard the remake.
By the way, guys, I put the link in the description of ALTC's remake of
Ooh.
the grandpa the do. I probably missaid it. That's
How
okay.
did it?
Uh, but no, no, it's just because everyone knows the dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy,
Yeah.
but that one was what captured me. Just the music itself, and of course, we had the Nashville Orchestra playing it live, and when you hear the music organically, it just draws you in.
Yeah.
Although every show they were playing it, I wanted to hear it every time. I enjoyed it, even when they said I could go on my break. I'd stick around just to
Oh,
listen to the music because it's just such beautiful piece. And of course, I saw you dancing to that piece, and at one point, you were just kind of standing on the side, and me just being the goofball that I am, and very shy person that I am, as everyone knows how shy I am. I just went up to you and like, hey, excuse me, what's your name? And you looked at me and you gave me that award winning smile right there, and you go, hi, I'm Lily. Like, hi, I'm Josafat, and you said Josafat, and I'm like, yeah, and I believe you talked to me in Spanish. Then she goes, you said
a
something like
little
mucho
bit.
gusto or something like that, and I was like, okay, she knows Espanol. Actually, I'm gonna have to ask you to say something in
Oh
Spanish.
no, please.
¿Por qué no? Vamos a hablar en español, Lily.
Uh,
Dime algo, por favor. Algo pequeño en español.
okay. I really I haven't spoken Spanish
the
in like forever.
the good thing is you do understand it still, though.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand what you just said.
I know you did. No, it would have been impressive because my parents are watching right now. My mom and my dad have been
Oh,
faithfully watching
yeah,
my
I should have
show
been
since
prepared.
episode 2, and my dad
Yeah.
only speaks Espanol. But anyway, uh, I remember asking you, "Hey, I mean, how long did it take you to learn this, or how long have you been doing this?" And you just kind of rolled your eyes, and you like, "I've been at this for a long time," but you're having a good time. So
Yeah.
Lily, I would like to know more about your adventure. I'd like to know more about your story on how you became a rock star in ballet.
Oh. Well, thank you for having me, first of all. Um, Dance has always been a huge part of my family tree as well. My grandma was actually a Japanese traditional bond dancer, and
Oh,
yeah, she actually, raised my mom, and she was taught the Japanese bond dance as well. I was also taught a little bit when I was little, but never specialized in it. It was just a little event that we did in our middle school. And my mom actually moved to America from Japan when she was around my age, to pursue dance and to learn more about dance and to learn different styles aside from the Japanese cultural dance. So she did want to be a professional ballet dancer, but she did start around my age, so it was a little too late to get into that field. So she did get into musical theater and jazz and all those other musical dance careers. And she did actually tour in Europe on Broadway, so that's a pretty awesome thing
wow.
that I actually grew up around a lot of music and dance and everything. I would go to see my mom practice ballet, just go with her and just play with my dolls on the side while she took class. So I would just always watch her dance growing up. And yeah, I just always loved listening to music and moving around. I would dance at home and be stretching just randomly. Just like I would see like photos of me when I was little of me just stretching, just like sitting in like a split as a kid. So I guess that was the sign that my mom put me into dance. And ever since then, I've been dancing. She started off teaching me at first, and then got put into a school here at the School of American Ballet. Was there for 4 years as I performed in Nutcracker at Lincoln Center. And yeah, ever since then, I've just been training in different schools in New York, and eventually was trying to find a job in dance and found my way in Nashville. So yeah,
And you've adapted to us. You've been here how long again?
I've been here for 2.5 years, so almost 3 years now. Yeah,
I remember when I used to be here just almost 3, and now it seems like a lifetime. Nashville just
yeah,
has a way to bring you in.
yeah, it's so homey. Yeah.
Well, I mean, how close are you to your troupe, your family, your ballet family?
Um. Well, my extended family lives in Japan, so I'm not really able to communicate with them as much as I would like to.
Hmm.
Technology isn't really their forte. I mean, in Japan it is, but within my family, not so much. So, I do go to Japan every year, or I try to every summer to see them. And I am very close to my mom, obviously, and my family, my close family, my brother who's older than me, and my dad who
I
all live
thank you. I thank you. I guess I should have been clearer. I mean, you develop. I mean, you have your family, your immediate family,
Mhm.
but I'm talking about like your Nashville
Oh, I see what
ballet family. I mean, I seem like it seems like you guys are so close. Like you
we
just
are. Yeah.
besides just dancing. I mean, you have to work together, but you actually like y'all like yourselves or y'all like each other
Yeah,
outside of work.
yeah. Nashville Ballet is definitely one of the most uh community. It's like it's a very nice community, and I felt it as soon as I joined. Everyone who has been there for a while were so welcoming. They were so helpful. they didn't, give me like the side eye and things like that. Like you see in many, ballet companies that, it's very competitive. Ballet is very competitive. So it is easy to go into that state, but Nashville Ballet really makes sure that everyone feels welcome. Our diversity is welcome. We stay true to who we are,
Yeah.
and we make the most of that. So I'm really blessed to be there and
Have you
dancing.
found that life is different here in the South as
Oh,
opposed to really what kind of things have you had to adapt to?
probably everything. First of all, the people there are so nice. Like I remember walking in Nashville like for the first time, just like exploring the city, and I was walking to work, and this lady was passing by me, and she was like, "Hello, good morning. How are you? How was your? What do you want from me?" Because like, usually in New York, everyone's like looking down, like, "Don't talk to me," straight on, like this. It's a completely different, um, you know, feeling to be walking in New York compared to walking in Nashville. And now I adapted, and I'm the one who says like "good morning" or something like that. So
You could have fooled me. I thought you were just a Southern belle girl, born and raised here. Actually, when I first got here, I thought we were friendly up in Texas, but
mm,
we got out friendlied when I
yeah,
first moved here.
how
People
friendly.
just went out and beyond, out above and beyond to
Yeah.
be friendlier than I'm used to. But
Hmm.
I think we're starting to get more and more people move in from other cultures, from the
For
other
sure.
parts of the states, and it started to normalize. People
Yeah.
aren't as friendly all the time. All right, so with all the just the playing around,
Yeah.
um, I do want to ask this one question. Um, you know, being that you're still very you've grown, you've seen a lot of success right now
Hmm.
in your industry.
Hmm.
But what has been one of the biggest challenges that has happened to you this year?
Oh, yeah, this year has been a tough one. I'm sure everyone can relate. But aside from that, I fractured my C7 vertebra in the beginning of January, on January 8th. I remember the date.
Ouch.
And it was during rehearsals. I did a somersault in a piece, and the floor was too hard. So, you know, I just went for it because my adrenaline was super high. I was like, let's go, and just did it. And I actually went through the whole day repeating the same thing over and over. And I felt the pain, but I kind
Mm,
of, like dancers are crazy. We are like, oh, like it's probably something like, it's nothing. And we just keep going. And I was planning on going in the next day. So I went home. I was like, I can't lift my bag. Like, and I was like, called the physical therapist that we have at Nashville, and they helped me so much, and they
mm,
got me an appointment with a doctor, and I found out that I got an X-ray, and I found out that my vertebra was broken, so it was actually snapped in half, and that took me out of the show. It took me out for I think it was 6 months or something like that. I don't know. It was pretty long, but
I do remember when you shared that, and I gotta say, although I never told you, I mean, just me and my own, I added you to my list of prayers, and so your friend was praying for you too.
uh,
But what I'm sure that was challenging, and you'd probably force you to slow down. And you strike me as someone who's always on the go, go, go as much
yeah,
as you can.
yeah.
How was that moment, or what? I guess what was your greatest takeaway from that time?
Right, yeah. Well, the New York City girl in me was always going and always thinking more is more. Even as a dancer growing up, it was a lot of competition, so it was just like, the more we do, the better it is. But
Mm,
after this injury, it made me reflect on my whole life and how I've been living and how I've been thinking, how, sometimes less is more, because like in the long run, if you, kind of just focus on the moment and you don't focus on the end result, you'll be more conscious and more aware of your surroundings and
yeah.
just like your well-being for the long run, not just like for the hour of rehearsal that you have, so it really made me rethink everything. And in the end of the day, it was definitely you know it made me grow as a person,
Mm-hmm.
and as a dancer. And now I dance completely differently as well.
Wow.
Like I noticed that I've been putting a lot of tension in my neck. I used to put a lot of tension like in my neck. But now whenever I do, it actually like gives me some pain. So I'm like, not pain, but like it like gets tight around my levator scapulus. So I have to like constantly remind myself to relax my neck. And I tell my client, my fitness clients as well, to not tense up your neck, because that's when you don't really focus on the rest of your body, when you're just stuck up here. So I've been dancing completely differently, and it's been easier to dance, and I've been able
Wow.
to, yeah, completely change my mindset as well.
All right. Well, you're stepping right into my trap. No, you're stepping right into my areas of focus that I like to try to bring out from every rock star that I have on. I want to know more, and this question is coming. But what are some key disciplines that you have found are now canon in your life
Right.
that have helped you with your success?
Yeah. Well, every day I would wake up, and I actually made a morning routine now. Like I used to just wake up kind of last minute, get myself ready, do my hair, like get dressed, and then leave, and then maybe like
Yeah.
take a smoothie on the go. But like sometimes you wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Sometimes you don't feel, ready for the day, and you have like these thoughts going around, and you're not really conscious.
Yeah.
So I decided to let me just wake up an hour or 30 minutes even earlier, and it's made a huge difference. And even like, so I started doing 10 minutes of yoga every morning,
Mm.
just like moving, because of this injury as well. I would wake up with a lot of like stiffness in my neck area and my shoulder area. So I would do a lot of yoga to like kind of release, and it's also very helpful to like connect to your breath again. Been doing a lot of meditations and centering myself and thinking more positively before I step into the studio, instead of just letting external stimuli, you know, determine my day. So I've been doing several things in the morning.
Those are good. Those are good practices. I also wake up. Somewhere I heard or read that leaders start their day at 5 in the morning.
Yes, that's crazy though. I mean, maybe
It
one
is. It is. But me, I have different routines. Especially when I studied sales, one of the key disciplines that they taught is to work on your morning. They call it the morning formula,
day. Yes,
which is a long list of your affirmations and all these
yes.
things. But of course, I get up early. I do my workout, my quick workout
Mhm.
routine that I got, and this is kind of, I'm picking back in off of you. Uh, I once came up with a concept
Mhm.
that made sense to me. And,
Mhm.
and, and, and we were talking earlier about how in one of your training videos, you were showing how you could use, in case you don't have weights at home, what was it you
Yeah,
used? Was it a
it was a
gallon or
detergent tied to.
detergent? Yes, to add resistance some kind of way, which is okay. You got to start somewhere. And
Yeah.
I happen to mention like, well, I actually happen to have kettlebells, and like, well, not everyone's as prepared as you, but I got those kettlebells because they were 25 pounders, and whenever I was a stagehand, I was one of the rail the flymen, and we handled 25-pound weights to counterbalance
Mhm.
the rail system.
Right.
And so when I was just doing part-time stagehand, I was constantly flicking weights, and I got fit just because I had to get
Mhm.
used to it. But when they promoted me and gave me a full-time position as a technical director, I still had weights, but
Yeah.
not as often. And I felt like I didn't want to lose that. So I purposely bought 25-pound kettlebells so that every morning I could grab them and pretend that I am doing counterbalance weights every morning just because I didn't want my body to lose that memory. I didn't want my
Mhm.
muscles to lose that
Right.
ability that if I needed to jump up there and throw weights, I could. And not be
Right.
like, oh, I'm so sore, I haven't done this forever kind of
Right.
situation. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's just I'm not gonna get into my disciplines, but
Yeah.
I definitely
Right.
do love it. And I have really enjoyed doing meditation this year.
Same.
A
I
lot
think
of
it's
people,
necessary, especially with everything happening,
yes,
the media coming at you, and then saying things that scare you. Like it triggers something inside of all of us listening to the news every day. Obviously, it's important to like know what's happening around the world, but it's also important to connect back to yourself and to just make sure that you're doing okay, your mental health is doing okay, because if not, you can't do anything. So.
and there's a practice in that. Right now, I'm reading a book called Limitless. Can't remember the author's
Ooh,
name.
yeah,
But
I've heard.
he talked about how the mind memory, your
Mhm.
memory is like a muscle that also needs to be worked out.
Mhm.
And what he found out, a lot of his clients, by practicing other memory techniques,
Mhm.
eventually you start remembering things that you didn't know you still had in your background, like
Right.
numbers of old places and all this information. Like this one lady had actually called him. It's like I had lost something and I remembered where it was at because I was practicing memory in this. They weren't even practicing to try to remember where she had put
Wow.
this treasure away, but they were
Yeah.
practicing to memorize like numbers or
Thing.
addresses. But because the mind was being used, it triggered, and she remembered. Oh yeah, I put this away over here, and she was able to find, I think, like an old heirloom or something like that. But
Wow.
but but here's the cool thing: is the more you practice the mind, the more at least to me,
Mhm.
I can step out of the situation mentally. Like if
Exactly.
I'm in a place where people are like, boom, but like let's just say traffic in Nashville, we all love it. Well, you're gonna love it once you start driving more. Congratulations on learning to drive, by the way. But but there's times in, like I look around and I see people just like,
Yeah. Angry.
and I'm just like, I'm having the best time of my life driving, commuting. And of course, I drive stick shift, and to me, I
Oh,
think that's I'm more interactive with my commute, and so I'm enjoying my drive. But
right.
when I find myself in a moment where stress or mad, I can actually mentally step away and say, Josafat, are you okay?
Mhm.
You doing good?
Yeah.
Is this really
Check in with
something worth
yourself.
wasting any energy on?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then move on. And it's
Yeah.
powerful to be able to do that. And that
Yeah.
came with being able to step away, check yourself, do
Exactly.
memory
Yeah.
stuff. But
Yeah. Brain is a muscle at the end of the day. You gotta train it just like your body.
gotta flex it.
Yeah. Or else it'll take over you.
Well, hey, we're going to the next question that you have here. Uh, what kind of resources have helped you along the way?
Ooh. So this year, since we had a lot more time than usual, um, I actually started reading a lot more.
Hmm.
And
Anything
one
good?
thing that really, yeah, there's one book that really resonated with me. It's called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, and it actually mentions, your morning routine, the
Mm,
importance of it, the effects of having, clicking the snooze button, what it does to you, and your trust with yourself. If you're saying, "Oh, I'm gonna wake up early tomorrow," and you don't, you're losing that trust. You're breaking that trust with yourself. You're making promises to yourself, and you're breaking it. So what does that say to the rest of your life and the rest of the promises you make with others as well? So that's just been something that I've been really resonating with. There's been 5 practices that I've been trying to
ooh,
encounter.
5.
Yeah, it's called the Lifesavers. And if you read the book, you'll find out everything about it. But the first one is silence, so meditation. The second one is affirmations, so just repeating some affirmations, maybe some things that you're grateful for or something.
Mm,
Third is visualization, so kind of seeing how you could, you know, put those affirmations into your day and seeing yourself, strive in whatever you're doing. Another one is savers, so exercise. So maybe doing like a little bit of, some movement, get your body moving in the morning. Because when
mm,
you wake up, you're really tight. Your muscles are tight. If you go on the day, with your tight muscles and your joints are cranky, you're not going to be in a good mood.
that's fair.
Reading, R, that's a important one, and then scribing, so journaling. And I like to write things that I'm grateful for, which is a little. People say it's cheesy, but I mean it helps. It really does. And yeah, those are
This
the 5
is
practices that
this
I
is
have.
off the top of my head. I
Mm-hmm.
remember one time we were out having lunch, and I was just curious to ask you, where do you find joy, or how is it you find joy? And I'm not sure if you remember the answer, but basically you're saying, I've learned to say thank you for what I have and such,
Yeah,
or something like kind of something like that. And
yeah,
I'm like, that is so cool. Which is again, it's a practice I have, but
mm-hmm.
normally I don't write it down. I should. That'd be pretty cool. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of haven't journaled, other than
Yeah,
on my phone,
yeah.
on
I mean
my
that works. Yeah,
what's it called? Evernote. I started like a long
Evernote. Yeah,
list of
I like
of
that.
just phrases and words that come to me, and I just write them out. And a lot of the pictures that I post with the little quotes are
Mhm.
those phrases that I've written down.
Yeah.
But anyway, they just again from meditation, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, but anyway, let's for the remainder of the time, because time
Mhm.
flies away from us fast,
Oh
we're
yeah.
going to talk about the one thing that most people want to know. Can you see him back there in the little corner?
Um. What? Oh, the Nutcracker. Yeah.
I have a little wooden nutcracker, and of course I got
Dude.
the toy maker nutcracker back there.
I,
But
yeah. A lot of the lights that was yeah.
it's just a
Right.
little
Right.
wood one. I loved it because it's just plain wood, not even colored, and
Yeah.
I love just the feel of it. So I put it there. By the way,
Yeah.
it's 8 days till Christmas, y'all.
Oh my gosh, I didn't count down this year. What's happening?
Not only that, but if you didn't know, it's
Yeah. So
the 8th day of
tomorrow.
Hanukkah.
Oh yeah.
Today's the last day of Hanukkah, for all my Jewish friends out there, and for those of you who do celebrate it, I kind of want to start celebrating just because I want to know the reason to party. In 9 days, Kwanzaa begins.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I'm all about celebrating all
All
the
the holidays.
holidays. Give me
Celebrate.
all the food and drink and
Reconvene.
celebration. But let's talk about the Nutcracker that is coming up. So this year, because of in this neck of the woods, we call it the beer bug.
Okay.
Because of the beer bug, a lot of things had shut down. A lot of
Yeah.
things aren't functioning the way we're used to them functioning.
Mhm.
For example, right now, Lily shouldn't be in New York. She should be in Nashville on the stage dancing. Because actually, when is the grand opening usually? I know we start
It's gonna
rehearsals and
start
practices like
last
right after
week,
Thanksgiving.
beginning of December.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, you would be dancing
Yeah.
in rotation between what? Well, last time I saw you dance, you were rotating between Sugar Plum Fairy,
Yeah.
you were doing the Snow Queen,
Hmm.
and did you ever do the? Or was that our other friend? Did you ever do?
Caribbean,
Yeah,
Spanish.
I remember you doing Spanish,
Hmm.
but was it the Arabian? Yeah, did you ever
Yeah.
do Arabian?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of
All
fun things.
Yeah.
My job was just changing the scenery and making sure no one got hurt in the movement of
Yeah.
all the big
You're the
props.
MVP. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm laughing about such a situation right now, but I shouldn't be laughing. But anyway, due to the beer bug and everything that's been happening, we have had to adapt, and the Nashville Ballet figured out a way to do something beautiful. Can you explain a little bit more about this for me, Lily?
Yeah. So usually we would be performing the Nutcracker, which is an annual show that we usually do every single year, and all ballet companies do it all over the world. But this year we actually went virtual,
Mm-hmm.
and it's actually going to be broadcasted live tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central on newschannel5.com/live. And you could see Nashville Ballet perform the Nutcracker with Eddie George, former
Yes,
player.
Eddie George is gonna be narrating this thing. I'm excited to
Narrating.
watch it just for that.
So people who don't usually watch ballet because they don't understand and there's no words, you have no excuse now. And you can watch it for Eddie George as well. So we have him on, and he's going to be explaining the whole story, so you won't be lost. And I'll be performing the Sugar Plum Fairy, so I'll be in the second act. And I'm really excited to see. I haven't seen it either, so I'm getting the pre-show jitters even now. But yeah, even I'll be able to watch, so it'll be definitely different. But yeah, if anybody has time, please watch. It's completely free, so please watch.
So, oh, actually, I was gonna try to put up. I should have done it ahead of time, but you had posted something on your Instagram on how someone could actually follow it, right?
Oh yeah. So yeah, if you actually go on my Instagram or on Nashville Ballet's Instagram, you could see that there is different ways that you can watch it. It's on Amazon TV. It's on Roku Fire. It's on Amazon Fire Stick, and many other different platforms. And it's on the app as well. So there's many different ways you can watch it, but the easiest way is to watch it through the link that we provided here. So
Hold on, I'm gonna. Oh yeah, I guess let me pull up the link again. I'm gonna try
Okay.
something silly right now. In the meantime, while
Okay.
while Lily
Mhm.
is talking, let's see what else could I ask you in the meantime. Um, any other surprises we should look for from the show?
I'm trying to think. Um, I mean, the whole production is, it's pre-recorded, so it's been worked on with fabulous staff and fabulous production team that's been working on the film and the effects, and they have really fun effects in it. So it'll be really interesting, and you can see the costumes super close. You can see the dancing really close from different angles. We had the cameraman man running around, and he almost had his own choreography of his own.
Wait,
That
which cameraman did y'all use? I'm curious. Did y'all use Tony Cruz?
I think we've hired. I don't know. I think we hired from outside.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, yeah. No, Tony is really good. All right, so I'm gonna try this out. I think I got it figured out here. Let me supersize this. Boom, 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 or not. This is my first time to do anything online, y'all.
Ooh,
I am a noob. No, just
so
kidding.
tech savvy.
I think I did it
Love
right.
it.
Let's see now. Boom. All right, let's share this.
Yes.
Full screen it real quick.
Wow.
All right, so this is directly off of Lily Saito's, but
Nice.
I want to, but
Yeah.
is this full screen? I guess so.
Yeah.
Oh no
So
no.
it'll be aired tomorrow at 7 p.m. and again on Christmas Day at 3 p.m. So if you missed tomorrow, you could see it again on Christmas Day. Or if
But
you
you
want
can
to watch it full time,
you can
go
watch
ahead.
it on demand from the
Yeah.
18th through the 24th
Yep.
on Amazon TV or Fire
Mm-hmm.
TV, Apple TV,
Apple
and the
TV there, though.
Roku.
Yeah.
But this information you can find it, or the way I'm going to watch it tomorrow is basically I'm going to go to www.newswest or newschannel5.com /live, and then I will be cool like everyone else.
Yay.
Let's
So
get out of here.
exciting.
Well, that's it, and we remove
Yeah.
that. Um, what else do I wanted to ask you? Oh yes. In all right. So here's a question that I hope you're ready for, Lily.
Okay.
What is one simple thing or piece of advice that our listeners can start practicing today that'll help them or that'll help make them the rock star of tomorrow?
Mm. I would say just try. Just try waking up maybe 10 minutes earlier. Just give it a try. Um, Maybe take 5 deep breaths and, you know, think of this one question. Ask yourself, what is my contribution today? How can I serve the people around me? How could I make a good impact on the day? And it could be one word. Just think about one word and just keep repeating it as you keep breathing in and out. And just whenever you do feel stressed or feel anxious, think about that word and see how you could apply it to that situation. And I think it'll help you.
Solid advice, killer advice. I would tell everyone wake up 1 hour earlier. No, Lily's like she's more generous.
Yeah,
Start at
even
10
if 10
minutes.
minutes
Start at
would
15
make a
minutes.
huge difference. I'm telling you. Maybe do some like arm circles, head rolls, something. Just move your body a little
By the
bit instead
way,
of going straight to the coffee machine and drinking a coffee.
I do make my coffee, but I put it in my thermos and I take it with me, and I usually don't drink it till about like an hour into my job
Hmm.
because I just don't need it. By then I just want
Yeah,
something warm, but my
yeah,
mind's already awakened from all the stuff
yeah,
I've done earlier.
yeah.
But all right, so we're just gonna touch on this real quick, and then we'll go ahead and move on and end the show. But Lily, you are now starting or attempting to also start a health and fitness side
Yes,
business, correct?
yes.
Um, Actually, if I didn't have it on here, but it's easily found, or what? Actually, let's just go with the main question. How can people find you online if they want to connect with you?
So as you saw earlier, you could find me on Lily Saito underscore on Instagram, and my fitness page is Lily Saito, same Lily Saito Fitness without
Ah,
the underscore, Lily Saito Fitness. And you could see a bunch of workouts that you could do from home. You don't need any equipment. You just basically need a soft surface. So you could use like a carpet or a yoga mat if you have one.
or
And
detergent bottles.
yeah, you could have you could grab like your rice carton. You could do that. Yeah, so just check it out. And if you ever want like a quick workout to do in the beginning of the day or whenever you feel like working out, check out Lily Saito Fitness on Instagram and on Facebook as well.
I'm excited to see what's going to become of you. And you know what that means? This means that I'm going to bring you back when you become the rock star of the health and fitness industry. And we're going to have so much more to talk about. Lily, again, it's been an honor having you on Hey Rockstar. Let me just do a
Thank
little
you.
closing um, words. I'm going to keep you around. We can chat for a little bit afterwards. But
Okay.
for those of you who know or are watching on Instagram, or not Instagram, Facebook, Hey Rockstar is associated with Low Budget Productions. And also, Hey Rockstar, we have a podcast with Low Budget Productions. So if you're a fan of podcasts, or if you actually have questions and are interested in starting your own, please go to Low Budget Productions on Facebook, find them, like them, and enter the community because first of all, we have other podcasts that you can go listen to and really get some value out of it. But the second thing is we also would like to just help people put their message out. We started not knowing what to do. We were figuring it out. And if you go to my earlier shows, you can see the quality really isn't as good as what it is today. And it's only going to get better because we are learning. We are forever learning. But other than that, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Go ahead and like and subscribe and share this channel. And if you are one of the few people who is, just join me through Twitch, thank you for taking a chance. Thank you for following us. Twitch, I have some ideas to do some longer streams, longer shows, more fun things with you guys. But anyway, all the way from New York and from Nashville to your homes, to your cars, to your hearts. This is Hey Rockstar saying much love and many blessings.